Hello and Happy New Year. Here's what's coming up on Pride Today. It's the week Real Housewife of Salt Lake City Jen Shah is being sentenced. We have the latest. And Netflix just dropped a new clip from Heartstopper. We have a first look. Plus, we're going one-on-one with one of our favorite queens, Eureka O'Hara. Hey everyone, I'm Ricky Cornish. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at stories making headlines. She made a splash in the Bravo world as an OG on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. However, Jen Shah may have a new reality once she gets her sentence for her alleged crimes. Shah was booked on conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection with telemarketing and conspiracy to commit money laundering. She pled guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and could now face 14 years in prison. Shah recently announced that she won't be attending the upcoming Season 3 reunion for The Real Housewives. And Netflix keeps feeding Heartstopper fans. While fans wait for Season 2, there's a new scene they get to watch. In a newly released deleted scene, Elle and Tower laying on the floor giggling, the group appears to be having one of their typical sleepovers. When the scene ends, the pair are cuddling and an embrace, and it's just too cute. There's been no announcement just yet for Season 2's release, and for more on this story, just head to out.com. And finally, we're going one-on-one with Eureka. The famous queen is chatting with our Rachel Chateau. Let's take a look.
You know, my mother and my grandmother were the women that were always there for me growing up. You know, they were my best friends. I was very ostracized and picked on and separated and isolated a lot growing up in East Tennessee, just being so big and being so queer and being so effeminate. And, you know, I dealt with some childhood trauma where I had wet the bed till I was like 13. So I didn't really go to people's houses. You know, I was like always home. So my best friends were my mom and my grandmother. And I lost them in the last 3 years. And it really got hard continuing to have that drive to want to succeed, you know, because that drive to succeed was to like make them proud, you know. So then I had to figure out, I kind of went through a dark time about a year ago where I just like fell into partying a lot and drinking a lot. And I ended up going to rehab actually for 45 days. I've been clean 10 months, you know, and it's really been the best thing for me. And that's where the song kind of came to life. Was through that process, I had to learn that that big mama spirit that I got from them was actually within myself, but also within these other people that loved me unconditionally, you know, like my sister and my gay dads and coworkers and my friends that were there to support me. And I was also very inspired by Katie Caden during the pandemic. So I really wanted to work with her on this song too, just because of her empowering, golden voice and her flashy style. And she was very good and positive and inspiring to me during the pandemic. And so was Sarah Potenza online. You know, we connected a lot. So I decided to pull them in as like representations of these two women. Katie being that, you know, spiritual, fun-loving, goofy, like my grandmother, and then Sarah having that more dominant personality, take care of shit kind of girl, like my mom. So they're very inspired and coexist, I guess. So it's almost like I got to do it with versions of my mother and grandmother. It was, yeah, no, so I don't know. That's pretty much
beautiful.
It.
That's
Yeah.
really, really beautiful. So you mentioned having the good mama spirit. Like, can you tell me a little bit about what that actually means to you?
Yeah, I mean, the big mama spirit, you know, with the WMA. It's just about, you know, caretaking and loving people unconditionally, you know, and so many of us take that parental caretaker role.
My name is Ricky Cornish. Thanks for joining me on Pride Today. Check us out on Advocate Channel, streaming daily on YouTube.